Hi, I'm Bob Radocy. I'm here today to show you what can be done with a prosthesis and upper body exercise. I'm here at the Colorado Athletic Club in Boulder, Colorado at their Flatirons facility. They've been gracious enough to let us shoot this film here today. Before you get involved in a lot of heavy duty weight training during the day, I always think it's good to warm up. I do stretching exercises and I do certain kind of windmills and things like that. But this is an exercise using a weighted bar that I'd like to share with you because a weight trainer shared it with me, and I think it's really excellent for your shoulders to loosen up and get your joints lubricated. So this is just a weight bar that I'm going to grasp onto here. I'm going to pin lock onto it, and what I do, I'm going to demonstrate this first in front of you. I'm going through a figure 8 kind of motion above my and over my head like this. You can see the slow motion, but it's actually almost a figure 8 type system. And so I'm going to turn around. I typically like to do this in front of a mirror so you can look at your posture. But I'll do a series of 20 of these type of warm-ups, and these will help loosen up my shoulders prior to any other kind of dumbbell and barbell work that I might be doing. I think it's important to warm up before you get involved with an exercise routine any day. So I'll show you just a couple of the simple things that I do to loosen up a little bit. And one of those is just to do a series of windmills. These just loosen up your waist, loosen up your back. I'll do a series of, maybe 20 or 30 complete windmills like this to loosen up. I also like to do some other kinds of stretches. I like to stretch my legs out. I like to do some forward bends where I'm stretching my back and my legs out. And I think it's also important to do some stretches for your hip area like this. Now these can be done, and you can spend just 5 or 10 minutes doing some stretches like this. One of the things that's amazed me is that a lot of people don't realize that a well-designed prosthesis should allow you to do pull-ups. But that's the case. A well-designed prosthesis should be designed good enough to allow a person to do pull-ups. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple pull-ups quickly for you using a Grip 2 terminal device. I'm going to reach up, I'm going to grasp onto this bar, I'm going to come to full dead weight, and then I'm going to do pull-ups. The prosthesis gives me the proper suspension without pain. When I build up enough physical strength to allow me to, the prosthesis shouldn't be the weak link. Your body should be the weak link in the system. So a well-designed prosthesis should give you the capability to fully suspend your weight and to do a pull-up as well. If you're just interested in doing pull-up type exercises or pulling exercises, this swinger is another option that you have. And this locks down onto your arm, so I get full suspension and I can do pull-ups. This particular machine and other machines like it allow you to do pull-ups, but you can do it with reduced weight. So it allows you to not work under complete load, and it allows you to build up your strength to do pull-ups in the future at full load. Once I'm engaged, I've actually reduced the amount of load, so I'm not lifting my full body weight. But it allows me to go through a full range of motion. So you stretch out completely and then do your pull-ups. Stretch, and pull up. Working your abdominal area and your core is an important part of any upper body program, having that core strength that you need. And I'm going to show you a couple different ab exercises that I like to do that really focus and the resistance on your abs. So I'm going to simply reach back, hold on to this handle, and I'm going to do a series of leg extensions with hip lifts like this. And I typically will do 30 of these. And then I'll follow them up with a very slow exercise where I bring my legs down like that. So a simple fixed apparatus, fixed machine like this is good for also working your abs. So I'm suspending on my forearms, and we're just going to do basically knee raises or leg lifts. You can do these, also do these independently. You can do full leg lifts. I like to just mix them up, but it's really good for lower ab strengthening. And you can do 20 or 30 of these, and you'll get a great burn across your lower abs. Another useful piece of exercise equipment is this ab dolly. The reason I like the ab dolly, it's used for abdominal exercises, is it takes the load off my shoulder joints as opposed to wheels and other types of things that are designed to exercise your abs. So this has got little wheels on the bottom of it, but it supports your forearms. I like to put my knees up or my feet up, puts more balance and force into my shoulders. And when you're doing an exercise like this, you want to focus on, not on your leg muscles, but actually going through the entire range of motion using just your abdominal muscles. I'll typically do anywhere from 40 to 50 extensions like this with the ab dolly. The other alternative you have is to do more circular types of motions in either direction. And again, that helps build and strengthen your core area. This machine can be used for arm exercises, but primarily it's designed to work your back muscles, to work your scapula. I'm going to be using my Grip 2S. I'm just going to pin lock this on to this device. So I'm going to sit upright. I'm going to pull this weight up. I'm going to have my arms fully extended, but when I pull, I'm going to pull with my back muscles with my scapula and pull with my arms and biceps last. So it looks like that. Pulling with my scapula first, and then pulling with my biceps at the very end of the exercise. Keeping my core, my back straight, my hips locked, my ab pulled in, like this. Again, initiating the movement with your scapular retraction, and then using your biceps last. This exercise should be designed to work your back muscles and less your arms. So you initiate with your scapular retraction, and then use your arms lastly. So one of the important things is have a full extension, allow your arms to completely stretch out, lock your core and your hips, retract with your scapula first and your biceps last. This is just another simple machine for working your back muscles, and it complements the other two exercises that I showed you. I'm going to load this up with disc weights. Not a lot, but enough to give me the resistance that I need. This has got two handle options for grasping. I'm going to pin lock onto this system. And again, when you're doing an exercise like this, you want to retract first with your scapular motion and lastly with your arms. So it's a back exercise, not so much an arm exercise. Again, scapular retraction first and then arms last. Maintaining your flexibility and your back strength is always important. So one of the things I like to do during a part of my routine is to do some back exercises, but do them just gravity as your weight. So I'm going to use this incline type of bench. I'm going to fold my hands. You can do this holding a weight as well. I'm just going to use it with the weight of my body. I'm going to fully extend down, and I'm going to come up. I'm not going to hyperextend. I'm going to stretch low. I'm going to pull up. And typically I'll do 15 to 20 of these exercises. They're very good for strengthening the lower back muscles and making sure that you're flexible. I like this machine. It's a rotary torso machine, and this really does a good job of isolating your rectal abdominal muscles. It has adjustments. You can rotate it off to a full range. When you use this machine, you're not using your arms, you're using your core. You want to rotate specifically and use your abs for turning. I'm going to increase the weight here as I give a little bit more resistance. And I'm actually just using my ab muscles and my core to do this rotation. So doing 15 or 20 reps on each side will really get your muscles, your ab fired up, and it allows you to rotate around, lock into the other position, and work back the other way. I think you'll find that this kind of an exercise, if you have access to a machine like this, is a nice balance to a lot of the other core exercises that you do.